And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Brandman Brandon. And of course, we got Zach Attacks here. I appreciate you coming in. And we're going to discuss our 2022 movie list first. So, I don't know if everyone remembers their list, but B, do you got yours? Do you remember yours?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
And so we're reiterating our top ones, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because I have an honorable mention that I want to add that I was ashamed I did not add last time. So I'm happy I get another shot at this. Okay.
We're doing top 5 or top 10?
Top 5.
Top 5.
Okay. So top 5, from number 5, The Batman for me.
Okay.
Loved the detective noir vibe. Love the kind of slow build up. I love the stylization behind it.
Like, no, you don't. No, don't talk about it. Just give us the list.
Don't talk about it.
We're going to give the list to go through because we're going to have a nice discussion with this.
My bad. I'm so sorry. Okay. Number 5, The Batman. Number 4, X.
Okay.
Number 3, Banshees of Inisherin. Number 2, Top Gun Maverick. Number 1, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Honorable mention, Nope. And my other honorable mention that I really should have mentioned last time, I was so disappointed and ashamed of myself, is Netflix and Kid Cudi's Intergalactic.
Hey, I got to tell you, I was disappointed in you. I thought for sure that you were going to say it. Like I told you after the stream, I was like, B, Intergalactic, what we talking about, man? that's
how I left that out last time. I was so ashamed. So I'm happy I got to go on record this time. But yeah, Intergalactic, I absolutely loved.
It was a wonderful movie. Yeah.
It was like Into the Spider-Verse and When Harry Met Sally had a glorious baby together. You know?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
With a really awesome soundtrack. If you guys have not heard the Intergalactic soundtrack, check that out.
But it's Kid Cudi. I mean, come on.
It's Kid Cudi. Yep.
Come on. That's insane. All right.
It was just a feel good movie too.
I want to do mine quick. So 5B.
Oh my God.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. 5A. Smile. Best horror film this entire year. 4B. The Batman. 4A. Nope. 3. I know it's controversial. Woman King. I love it. I don't care. It doesn't have to be factual for it to be good. Number 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that was just a banger. I mean, that gotta be a number 1, number 2 on everyone's list. And number 1 for me was Top Gun because I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. It surprised the hell out of me. Yeah. All right, so that was our list. Zach, what you have for your top 5, and then let's get into discussion mode.
Gotcha. So number 5 is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Number 3 is my favorite horror movie of the year is Pearl. Number 3 is very, very good. Female Joker. Number 3 is a Netflix film that came out of nowhere, messed my list up completely. It's called Athena. I really want to talk to you guys about that.
Yeah, because I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2 is The Batman. My 2 honorable mentions before I get to number 1 is Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, and The Whale. That's my 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once is now my favorite movie of all time. That's like number 1 movie. All the way up here, and then Batman's like here, and then everything just drops down.
Loved it. So, by the way, with Pearl, like Mia Goth just deserves an Oscar just for holding that smile at the end for as long as she,
it was too creepy for me. It was just too much.
They're overlooking her just that you do that a little too well. Just that monologue she had in that film, she should have. It just that should get submitted, and she needs to get awards. Like I don't understand.
All right, so that's our list. I got Derpy in here. You know, he's always our man behind the scenes. He has his top 5. He has 5, The Northman, 4, Black Phone, 3, All's Quiet on the Western Front, 2, The Batman, and number 1, Top Gun. Yes, honorable mentions of Guillermo del Toro, Pinocchio, and Hustle, and Avatar 2. I didn't like Avatar.
Yeah, nope.
Oh, that's it. Nope. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good job.
First of all, Derpy, good having All Quiet on the Western Front. That was a fantastic film. It's in my top 20. It's not talked about enough.
And sometimes I just have to do a marketing.
Oh, yeah.
We about to get rid of you, man.
Oh, he's still doing it? No. You know what? You need to submit that to the Oscars because that was crazy. I can't believe he did that the whole time. I was so focused on Turkey, I didn't realize he was doing it still.
Oh, man.
Wow, should have paid you for that ad campaign.
I am sorry, I could not resist.
That's funny because that's exactly the reason why I like Smile too.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly.
Yeah, this is like a lot of the horror stuff. The best horror stuff this year was really like under the radar. Like
A24 is becoming a banger studio. They're releasing the best movies between X, Pearl. I mean,
everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, I really can't wait for this for this third one, Maxine, that I'm assuming is going to be out sometime this year. You know, with obviously with Mia Goth continuing on with her character from X. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone saw like the really brief teaser trailer they made for it, but
I saw it.
I saw
nice.
it.
It's like old school Hollywood glam, right?
Yeah.
Old school. Yeah. And you know, I'm just really interested in the approach. You know, so it sounds like it'll be cool. And yeah, Ty West, who did it. Yeah, there's like X. I knew nothing about probably until like 2 weeks before it came out. Pearl, he completely shot secretly, which was incredible. You know, and then
crazy.
You know, Maxine, like really keeping quiet on everything about that, other than the fact that it's happening. And we have like a brief teaser trailer. So yeah, I like the mystery behind it.
Okay. Yeah, these days we know way too much about movies before they come out.
I was going to say
go
that.
in and be surprised.
Doesn't that kind of ruin it a little bit? Like I feel like Multiverse of Madness. I don't feel like Doctor Strange was a terrible movie. I feel like we had our expectations so high that if it didn't deliver, all of us are gonna be like, "F it, this is terrible."
Yeah, it just like we said, it really didn't utilize its multiversal plot as well as it could.
Bodies.
You know, I just watched it last week. Really
number
good
21
one.
on my list.
I like that one, man. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think like Multiverse of Madness. I think it was just the fact that it wasn't better than the first one. I think.
Yeah, and you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even it's hard to do that.
Yeah, even one of our viewers said the other week when we were talking about it, it really should have. I believe in his words, should have blown the multiverse wide open, and it just didn't. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just
it was
kind
good.
of underwhelming.
It was good, but when you expect the world to change, you know, this movie's going to come in, the way of the water is going to change because of this movie. It's just disappointing, and you lose interest in it. It still made a lot of money. You know, it still was a good movie, but
the highest grossing Marvel movie of 2022.
But when everywhere all at once is a better multiverse movie.
It's a better multiverse movie.
That one. It's
the Multiverse of Madness movie that Multiverse of Madness failed to be.
Yeah.
You know, and it didn't even have a cinematic universe behind it.
I wonder if it would have been better if we knew nothing. And if they released it originally before, because remember, it was dark. It was rated R. And they lightened it up and they reshot it to make sure we get a PG-13. I wonder if it would have been better.
And they also took Scott Derrickson off, and then COVID.
Exactly.
Because like there's people that were supposed to be in the movie that couldn't get in the movie because of COVID, like Tom Cruise and Daniel Craig and other people, and like. So I give it a little bit of a pass because I understand that there was complications with change of director and they weren't able to do like it was going real horror and then they pulled it back. They brought a horror director in, like a classic horror director.
You had Sam Raimi.
He's a specific type of horror director, and that was the kind of thing with Sam Raimi. Every movie is Sam Raimi. You could tell Sam Raimi.
The first half of Multiverse of Madness, I don't know why we're going so deep in this, but first half of Multiverse of Madness felt like Scott Derrickson, and then the second half felt like Sam Raimi. It doesn't mesh well together. It
was very much, especially, just like you said, the second half was, you know, I characterized it as Evil Dead 4 repackaged as a Marvel film, as an MCU film. Okay. You know, which Sam Raimi. Brian can attest to this. I love Sam Raimi.
You do?
I absolutely love Sam Raimi. So the prospect of him doing, if we couldn't get Scott Derrickson back, whose work I loved on the first one, I'll always be a little disappointed and let down that he didn't come back, I guess due to creative differences. But Raimi was a great replacement. To an extent, I kind of always felt like he kind of suited the world of Doctor Strange more than he did Spider-Man. And fun fact, back in the late 80s, he actually wanted to do a Doctor Strange movie, but he couldn't get the financial backing because he was a much more obscure, like lesser known director than he is today. So I was really stoked at the concept of him doing this. I just think, it just didn't, and I can't even really, I'm not even sure I can blame Raimi, but it was just, I think it banked too much on being a Raimi film rather than doing enough and doing and going above and beyond with its multiverse premise.
I think it would have still been fine if it wasn't for COVID and and not telling us everything that was going to happen. But
yeah,
all right. So we've said so much about this movie. We probably need to go on because our lists have a lot of interesting things on it. So actually, I wanted Zach to talk about that movie from the Netflix movie that I did not see. I want to hear about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, you want me to get into that right now?
Yeah, I would love it.
So that's my number 3 movie. It's called Athena. It's a French film, and it's about 4 brothers. One is a 13-year-old. In the beginning of the film, you don't see it, but he gets brutally beaten and murdered by French police. Middle Eastern and black. And he has these 3 older brothers. The main character is Karim, and they all are dealing with different ways. One of the brothers is military, so he's torn between like, damn, they killed my brother, but he's also like, I gotta service the government. The second youngest is like, F all this stuff. I'm starting a riot. I'm blowing everything up. I'm tired of this. And the other one is like, I'm getting out of here. I'm a drug dealer. I'm taking my money and getting the hell out of this place. The reason why this movie captured me is because it has the best opening I probably have seen this whole year. The first 11 to 15 minutes is full action mode. They raid a police station and take a bunch of stuff, and it's the camera work. I still don't know right now how they did the camera stuff. Going through cars, coming into another car, hopping on a bike, and going through the streets. The explosions, everything felt raw, real, no stunt doubles. And then after this 11, 15, 20-minute crazy action sequence, we get into the meat of the story and how all sides are feeling. And then we get to the cop's perspective a little bit. And we get to see one cop who's coming into this madness and seeing it from the other side and how scared he is. And then when all that stuff starts colliding together, it's just so epic. It's emotional. It's like a Greek tragedy. And I think that's why it's called Athena. But in modern day.
Wow. Okay. Guess what's on my list for this weekend, guys? Guess what we're going to be watching.
Check it out, man.
I won't come in next Monday and be like, he was right.
I'm thinking that that's going to be one for me this weekend too.
Yeah, man.
After I go see Megan.
I got my tickets for Thursday.
That's crazy. I can't believe
I need the context behind that dancing.
Well, it makes I think it makes sense, even in the trailer. But
I think it makes sense too. I just need the complete context behind it.
All right. Is there any movie on anyone's list that someone wants to argue about that you disagree with?
Not me.
Brandon, I'm sorry, but did you say the Black Phone was on your list?
Say what?
No. That was Derpy. It's Derpy.
Oh, whew.
Derpy.
Okay, Derpy. I'm sorry. I was so disappointed in that movie.
Another Scott Derrickson film, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was. It's not top movie, but it was.
It was something. It was
something.
Movie.
It was stuff. Stuff was happening. It was supernatural stuff. Ethan Hawke did a great job.
Ethan Hawke brought the creepy.
It was very creepy, but was it a very good movie? I don't know. But
just too much unexplained stuff.
There were horror films that I liked more this year. The ones that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Smile. X,
I
Pearl,
love
Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved all. I mean, I don't know. You know, I love Smile mostly because the gore was so great. In the first, honestly, I feel like it was my favorite thing until like the last 15 minutes of the movie. It was like my favorite thing, and then the last 15 minutes, I was like, "What the hell?"
Mm-hmm.
But I like the understanding of the concept of it. They just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah,
I went in with that movie with low expectations, and it was just like, wow, this is great. Like, it's not revolutionary, it's not super original, but not everything has to be. You just have to execute.
Sometimes you just want a good scary movie, and that's all I wanted.
Yeah, Sosie Bacon is not getting enough
for that.
The abusive dad plot. Yeah, it was.
That's exactly. Felt like there was no.
There was a lot of plot points
that
was kind of pointless in that movie, but
yeah,
the
abusive. Yeah, I agree with Knox for sure. And then all of a sudden, we're supposed to sympathize with the father completely out of the blue. He pulls a complete 180. After
with
being
no
just the worst type of.
You're like, oh, why do I care about this guy at all?
Yeah,
he's
you beat a little girl in front of me. Like, they made us watch that for 5 minutes, and yeah, he didn't even go looking for his son. There's no redemption for him.
Yeah,
you tell me this little tiny girl looking in the middle of the night, she's more man than him.
And then the fact that he didn't know, that's what's crazy, dude. That all right. Yeah, that's not
utter
good.
Trash. But yeah, Smile was great. Sosie Bacon is not getting enough credit for her performance. She did such a great job, and I like the mental health aspect tied into everything.
That's exactly what I liked.
And that monster at the end, holy crap, nightmare fuel. Jesus, moly, Joseph.
I literally, I'll tell you, I don't like scary movies. I feel like real life is already scary enough, so I don't like to be afraid of anything. And that's probably half the reason why I try to work out, because I don't want to have to be afraid of anything.
Same.
That's just unreal. Like, I think I can handle it with my hands. You can't beat things like that. And so whenever it comes on my screen, I look at the corner of the screen, and I look away, I pretend like I'm not afraid, but I'm so not looking at the movie. Oh, don't tell my wife, though. Don't tell my wife. Unless she's watching. She probably is. Okay. What's the one movie you hear someone else's list you wish was on yours?
I'm trying to remember your guys' list off the top of my head. I'm trying to think.
It's a good question. Actually, Zach, and I almost consider this like a companion piece and one and the same. Like, I might have added Pearl to my list. I kind of I really consider that and X almost kind of like one and the same, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. That's
and I'm pretty sure I'll consider Maxine. It'll be like a trifecta for me. Like, but
it'll be a trilogy. Good trilogy.
Yeah, I can almost consider X and Pearl one and the same. I liked them, about the same too. So yeah, I'd say Pearl.
I noticed when I'm looking at a lot of people's top 10 lists that they either have X in there and Pearl lower down, or they have Pearl in the up high and X down. It is like there's no one that they put it both in the top 5 because just they're similar.
They're the same,
very different movies,
but they're the same concept, and it's like two different movies. That one part A came to this one, part B came to this one, and then you're gonna get a part C, and all hell's gonna break loose. I think that's what's
and I absolutely love like the retro vibe to both movies that Ty West went for, like that really kind of exaggerated, especially in the case of Pearl. Just the like everything from the cinematography, the color scheme, the way that the end credits were set up. Just everything. Like, it really felt like you were watching something that was in that time period, and the same thing went for X. I kind of felt like I was watching like a 70s, like grindhouse almost film. And I really, really loved and appreciated that. Whenever you really feel like when a director immerses themselves in that regard, it really, really comes from a place of passion. So I really appreciated what Ty West did, and I'm going to be, like on the lookout for whatever he comes out with next. And that even goes for Beyond Maxine. You know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mia Goth too. This made me a Mia Goth fan.
Yeah, I did not. I did not even
Infinity Pool.
Yeah, I did not even really pay attention to her as an actress before this.
Exactly that.
Either.
Man,
you know,
I literally talking about I don't like being afraid. I'm afraid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Yeah, like you know, you the end of Pearl, dude. Like when Howard walked into the house and you know to see that scene and then her smiling at him for like that for 2 minutes. You know, I would have dove out the window Scott Pilgrim style personally. But
that man decided to stay. You know what? He said he just came from war. I seen more scarier stuff than this.
Probably not.
yeah. but Mia Goth, you know, same with her. I was paying her no mind before this, you know.
Okay.